our two testifiers in Kona. Mr. Lopez.
Thank you, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to present my testimony. I'm opposing Bill 102, GET, and we have a mayor whose actions are different than his word. He publicly says that he hates to raise taxes. The GET impacts those who can least afford. Yet he raised property taxes 25% in his first term as mayor several years ago. He raised fuel tax. He raised the motor vehicle registration fees. Now he wants to raise the GET. And he raised the property tax in 2017. So the words don't match the actions. It seems easier to come to the public and get money than it is to look inside. I come from many years of private industry in some very large companies, and never in my experience as a department head was I ever asked to look at my budget and try to find ways to cut. I was told to cut. In economic times, tough, I was told you need to cut 10%, and you need to maintain services because that is the lifeblood of our company. We treat people as customers. Without them, we have no jobs. Without them, we have no money. The attitude should be similar. There's no incentive for a department head to cut his budget on his own. There's threats like Director Okabe says, no increase, no services, same old, right? Well, I'll use those same words. We have a $500 million budget, and our services over the years have declined. It's same old for us. We're on the end. It's kind of like we're the ones that, you throw the dog a bone at the same time you're squeezing their anal glands so they don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not stupid, and I feel I'm treated like an idiot by the administration because I don't know better. It's not true. It doesn't work, and I know that I'm speaking for many people. In time, all of you and all of them, Lord willing, will be gray hairs like me. You'll be living on a fixed income. You know, we have the term, I'm just a little old guy living on a fixed income. You don't realize what that means until you're there. Yes, we get Social Security. We got a whopping 2% Social Security this year after years of not having. Then Medicare increase wipes it out. So we're no better off. We don't get raises. We don't get anything more. There's a lot of fat in the budget. I've been inside this system. I know it. I'm a professional process improvement consultant, or used to call it efficiency expert. I've offered my services to 2 administrations. Neither one has picked it up. So there's lots of fat. Let's work on it. Thank you.
Thank you. I forgot to mention that testifiers have 3 minutes to testify, and it looks like the bell, when the bell sounds, is that 30 seconds? Okay, so if you hear a bell, then you have 30 seconds to summarize. And go ahead, Mr. Hirano. And introduce yourself, please.
And thank you very much for the opportunity to testimony.
Will you restate your name too?
Oh, I apologize. Nelson Hirano, representing myself. And like I said, again, thank you, Council, for having me testify before you this morning. In regards to the same bill, it's a 102, I am opposed as well. But I feel that I'm a supply side person. I think it was President Reagan that coined that term, but in terms of revenue, I think I'm in favor of raising tax revenue through existing taxes. And that means enforcement. We need to enforce our existing taxes. It puts a burden on the individuals with the 0.5% increase. And even like businesses, it's that tax on tax, that 0.1667. No, it goes up when you raise it by that 0.5%. It goes up to basically about 1.180. And the end consumer uses it, but the business owner has to pay that 0.18% as well. So, I am totally in favor of it. Good example, I think we have the goose that lays the golden egg, which is the airplane. This is where the revenue stream, the taxation should be focused on. It pains me when my neighbor, I'm on ag land, it pains me when my neighbor constructs this so-called Ohana home, and it's nothing but an Ohana home. I think, you have to go after these individuals, sales tax as well as the TAT tax perspective, and also revoke the zoning exemption. They're not ag, they're considered a trade or business. People that give testimony here, they come forth because they're speaking from their heart, just like as myself. I don't have any speech prepared. Right? It pains me that the residents that live here are the ones that get taxed the most. In closing, I like to say that yes, we need to enforce those existing laws. We need to educate the residents as well. It's, everyone considers it a sales tax, but it's actually a general excise. It's the privilege of doing business in the state of Hawaii. We need to do that. And if government takes a laissez-faire attitude towards this kind of potential revenue streams,
You can just finish your.
you're going to have more and more people, the honest people that come forth, they're going to start cheating on them. And the system gets worse. It will get to a point where, the gun laws and stuff come into play. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our first testifier is Corey Hardin, commenting on Bill 102, followed by Sally Ancheta in support of Bill 102.
Good morning. Corey Hardin speaking for myself, commenting on Bill 102 about the 0.5% general excise tax. I don't know what the right answer is here, but I hope we can avoid this tax. It would hurt low-income people the most directly and by the multiplier effect, with goods taxed multiple times as they move through the supply chain. And the new tax would come on top of the recent fuel tax and property tax increases. I do applaud the administration for holding so many hearings all over the island, but unfortunately the people who would be hit hardest by more taxes may not have shown up. They may be working 2 jobs, or not have money for a sitter, or not have money for a car. A few ideas for alternatives instead of more taxes. Someone at a hearing suggested raising the bus fare, and you could give a reduced rate card to low-income people and students and so forth. Jen Ruggles, of course, is suggesting raising taxes on second homes that are over a certain value and are not occupied, and raising taxes for hotel, resort, commercial, and industrial classes. And Steve Holmes, a former Honolulu City Council member, suggests diversifying the tax base, for example, like supporting local recycling of glass and mixed plastics and green waste, cutting costs by making county buildings more energy efficient and installing solar electric, and doing a ballot initiative for a large project like maybe transit improvements, and that way voters have more of a say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Hawaii County Council members, Honorable Chair Poindexter. It's an honor to speak today in support of Bill 102. The Hawaii Public Health Institute has supported this idea since 2015.
Would you please state your name one more time for the record?
Oh, sorry, Vice Chair. This is Sally Ancheta with the Hawaii Public Health Institute. I'm the Hawaii County Coordinator. And Hawaii County needs to fix our deteriorating infrastructure. We know that. We know we need to improve reliable, safe, and accessible transportation. This 0.5% tax increase is considered today is a much needed safety net for our county. Recently, nearly 800 students participated in our first annual Walk to School Day. It was organized by Blue Zones, PATH, Department of Health in West Hawaii, and Hi-Fi. with only 2 schools, Kohala and Waimea Elementary, actually able to walk their students to school with chaperones. The rest, Kaumana, Pohoa, Kahakai Elementary, Ho'okena Elementary, and Pohala, had to have a walk-at school day due to the lack of walkable streets. This is a daily issue for our keiki who cannot safely walk or bike to school. And according to walking expert Mark Fenton, who we have brought to Hawaii County on several occasions to speak to not only our Chamber of Commerce, but also our Department of Public Works, has stated that our children's life expectancy is shorter than ours. And this is due to inactivity, poorer diet, and the increasing childhood obesity rates that we see. The County of Hawaii has always led the way in our state in creating healthy communities and health policies. May that trend continue with the passing of Bill 102. And on a personal note, when I first moved to the islands, I was 20 years old and I was severely ill with chronic asthma. And I depended on public transportation, which we had none of in Pohoa, to try to just get food. And within 2 weeks, my allowance for food would run out and I had no way to get into Hilo due to the lack of public transportation. And it's encouraging that we see buses going all over the island, and we need to fix our public transportation system. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Mary Bajere, speaking for myself as a citizen and taxpayer of the island of Hawaii. I come to you again with the same question. Do you have the information that it takes to make this decision? I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago and asked where the information was, where I can get the numbers that were provided in the presentation. I refer to them in the bar chart. That's the little kind of maize yellow area. I've asked for that information and I've not been able to receive it. I thank you for participating in the hearings that were held all around the island. Many people attended those that I'm aware of, I've spoken to, and the information's not there. I attended the hearing that was held here in Hilo, and I spoke with the employees of the finance department after the hearing was over. I made a very specific suggestion of where that information was, what would satisfy me, but it's not been provided to me, and I don't know any other way to go about getting it but to come before you and ask if you have it. And that concludes my testimony. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, Pohoa, your testifier, please.
So again, I'm going to speak on Bill 102. I heard the different people talk about on this bill, and I remember when I was on the city council, the bus was free. Yeah, as soon as I left, then everybody started to charge. But like the one Haole Ante said, my puna, we get plenty of poor people. So when you're going to do this, it's going to affect some of these people. I know them every day. I walk around Pahoa town. I see them all over the place. They don't have too much money. So maybe we get some rich houses or whatever law, but there's a lot of people that's hurting, just trying to survive day by day. So my mana'o, for this bill 102, I'm in opposition. Thank you so much, and I just wanted to say thank you for all you guys' hard work. Mahalo nui loa.
Thank you, Emily. Nice to see you again. Let's see. Back in Kona.
Good morning. My name is Richie Henderson, and for the record, and I'm here to testify on behalf of the Hawaii Island Realtors, HAR, an organization in which I serve as co-chair of the Government Affairs Committee, and also to testify as an individual. On behalf of the Hawaii Island Realtors, I offer the following. We specifically oppose Bill 102, which proposes to establish a 0.5% general excise tax surcharge to be used for purposes of funding and operating and capital costs of public transportation. I'm done on that testimony. My testimony as an individual is very simple. Each and every one of you as members of this council were elected by the people of Hawaii County to make the hard decisions that come with a growing population. You ran for this office representing that you were capable of undertaking certain duties, and by swearing an oath of office to uphold those specific duties related to representing your constituents, the people of your specific districts. Today, with the reading of Bill 102, Draft 2, you need to remember, by understanding what responsibility and accountability mean in relation to those people you represent. You are responsible for the people's money, and you will be accountable for not undertaking your best efforts in resolving the budgetary quagmire our county finds itself about to be mired in once again. What is the real question on the table? I believe it to be, where has fiscal responsibility gone? The question is not, where are we going to get more money to fund our budget? A line needs to be drawn and a stance taken in order to shake off the old ways of kicking the can down the road, of blaming the predicament on another entity. No, council members, the time has come that you need to stand up and be responsible to the people you work for by asking the important questions, such as, where are those specific mandates the county charter enumerate our authority to manage and govern? And if not listed, you need to ask, why are we spending the taxpayers' money for unauthorized expenses that fall outside of those specific limits imposed by our charter? As council members, you must be accountable in understanding that taxes come from the people who elected you to make these responsible, hard decisions, to which, when made with all facts in hand, you can honestly say that serving on this council was done with merit, distinction, and fairness to all concerned. I close with presenting an economic indicator chart from Forbes, one that I'm not proud to bear. Hawaii has ranked last in the 7th year in a row as the state being awarded with the worst cost of living index. Council members, is this the medal you want to wear? Please don't make this index a habit. It impacts our county and the people that live and work here with economic implications that bode no good.
Thank you, sir.
I stand opposed to the enactment of Bill 102, whichever draft, under the questions underlined above, can be legally, financially, and thoroughly vetted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I have one more testifier here in Kona. Ms. Donahoe, you can come forward, and let me just check and make sure there aren't any others in the outer sites. Can anybody please let me know if you have testifiers, additional testifiers? Okay, I don't hear or see any. So we'll go ahead with Stephanie, and just introduce yourself.
Thank you. Good morning, Council. I'm Stephanie Donahoe. I'm the Administrative Director for the Kohala Coast Resort Association, and I'm testifying in opposition to Bill 102. The resorts have seen quite a bit of increases this last year. They had the highest property tax increase placed on their properties. They had the gas tax that we all had. They had the TAT increased 1% to fund the Honolulu Rail project. We've just reached a point where continuing to raise taxes again and again and again is not the way that we need to move forward. I echo Mary Bejer's comments about wanting to understand better how those increases in taxes that have already taken place impact the budget. I rode Helion extensively from Honoka'a to Hilo for the 8 years that I worked for the County of Hawaii, and I appreciated the fact that it's there. I do think that there are other ways that we can make some of these changes to improve our public transportation system. The resort associations are grateful that you move so many of our employees to the coast from where they live in East Hawaii to come to work. But I don't think we've done a strong enough job of answering the questions on how we're using those increases that already took place. So we're in opposition. Thank you so much for the time.
Okay, thank you.